My name's Matt McHugh, and I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you about FOXPRO's new Gundog series of diaphragm calls and the Mr. Mouthy amp horn that they've just come out with to accompany these calls. Now, for those of you that are new to diaphragm calls to produce predator sounds, one thing that you're going to find is that these calls sound a whole lot more realistic than a lot of the open reed calls on the market due to the latex that they use in the stack in a diaphragm call. Latex is a lot closer to real live vocal cord tissue in animals than is plastic, and having that realism in the field is going to help you kill a lot more call-shy animals, especially when it comes to coyote vocals. Now, all four of these calls in the Gundog series are built, tuned, and designed for coyote vocals specifically. And these calls take a little bit more practice to master than do open reed calls and closed reed calls. But again, the realism that you're going to get from mastering these calls or being confident with these calls is well worth the effort. So, within this 4-call series, there are 2 double reed calls and 2 triple reed calls. For somebody new that's just starting out with diaphragm calls for predator sounds, I would recommend the double reed call to start. 2 reeds versus 3 reeds takes a little bit less air pressure to produce and maintain the tone within the call. And as you've built your confidence and you've built your abdominal muscles and your diaphragm in your chest for holding and huffing hard for big barks and things like that, when you build your confidence up, at that time move on to a triple reed call, just because it can be difficult starting out to master these calls, and I don't want you to get discouraged. They're well worth the effort. So within this group, the 2 double reed calls are both tuned for an immature coyote sound. We've got the smoking gun, which is the white tape, red latex, double reed stack, and the young gun, which is the gray tape, red latex, double stack. And I don't know if you could see on here, but for those of you that are new to the game, I've trimmed the tape on this call a little bit to help it fit in my mouth a little bit better. But all 4 of these calls are, again, tuned for coyote vocals, and they will produce barks, yips, howls, squeals, ki-eyes, female whimpers, the whole gambit of coyote vocals. I'll go ahead and demonstrate on each of these calls some of the sounds. They all have a little bit different flavor. They all have a little bit different recipe in the latex stack, different materials, different stretch, things like that, but they've all got a little bit different flavor. I'll go ahead and demonstrate some barks and a howl on the smoking gun for you here using the Mr. Mouthy amp horn, and I'll also pull the horn away so you can hear the difference in the tone as I'm howling or barking or ki-eyeing or whatever the case may be. The amp horn is something I like to use to cut the wind a little bit, especially with the howls. It builds a little bit more full sound, a little bit more rich, pure sound, especially in competition. I would use this. But I'll go ahead and demonstrate this smoking gun. So, excellent barks, howls, coyote distress on that 2 reed smoking gun. I'll move right on into the young gun, which is another 2 reed call, again, tuned for a little bit more immature coyote sound. I'll do some pup distress on this as well. So, those are the 2 double reed calls. I'll move right on into the triple reed calls. This here is the Top Gun. This is a triple reed call. Again, you're going to get a little bit more rich, full tone. And this particular call has got little bitty cuts on the top latex reed there. If you can see it right along the edges of the clamp inside the tape there. Those cuts make a little flap on the front of the top reed there, and the idea behind that is to give you a little bit more rasp in your barks and in your howls, and provide you with a little bit more mature coyote sound. I'll demonstrate some barks and howl on that. There you have it. Triple reed Top Gun. And last but certainly not least, my favorite of the group, not on account of the color, but the sound, is the Gunslinger. The reason that this call has pink tape is that it was tuned for female coyote sounds. And this particular call does excellent female whimpers, excellent pup distress, excellent barks, yips, howls, the whole shebang, and is my personal favorite. Again, a triple reed call takes a little bit more air to produce that full rich tone and maintain it. But once you've worked yourself up to these triple reed calls, well worth the effort. Whimpers. So, there you have it. All 4 calls within the Gundog series. Excellent coyote vocals. And again, the Mr. Mouthy amp horn to accompany the calls. And, you know, I use this for, again, cutting the wind. And when I'm out locating coyotes, or if I'm hunting in thick cover and I really want to get the sound out there, if I'm you know, blowing a rabbit call, again, this is that Gunslinger. If I'm blowing a rabbit call and I really want to get that sound out there, this really helps to pump the tone out there, get the sound to penetrate the brush, cover long distances, buck the wind, whatever the case may be. So, it's an excellent combo to have in your gear. The Gundog series of diaphragms, the Mr. Mouthy amp horn. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it.